Wait for it. Oh yeah, time to get up and go to work. Got a little bit of snow to clear out of the way first, and then we'll get at it. So in our last video, we traced out the back of the van, transferred that onto some heavier cardboard paper for a pattern. We got some slide outs made for the back of the van. We finished the benches. We got the wheel well covers going. But before we get started, my wife wants to know what the heck has been going on over at the shop. So I brought her over to show her the progress, and she said, "Is the bike really going to fit in there?" Oh yeah. Let's give it, oop, tripping over the golf clubs. Oh well. Anyway, it's going to fit in there, but my plan is to put it on the back of the van when we're traveling, because it'll be tall enough I can put it on the back there tall ways, and then when we're inside or doing stuff, we can always store it inside the back of the van quite easily. So come on in, I'll show you the van, what we got going. Let me open up the doors here. Come on over, we'll have a seat, and I will share with you just what's going on with this project and how this all got started. So here's the deal. I'm a semi-retired building contractor looking to stay busy through one of these long Minnesota winters. I've got a few small jobs, little kitchen and bath remodels here and there, but I was looking to do a van build. I caught wind of the whole van build craze online when I was doing some YouTube searching and went down those rabbit holes, and I thought, you know what, there's something I could do through the winter, keep me busy, and I would have a finished product come summertime that my wife and I could enjoy and utilize. My intention for these videos is just kind of trying to keep friends and family aware of what we're doing in our COVID winter and stay in touch with them. And I had to pick out some sort of name, so I came up with the name Vanbuilder because it just sounded cool. Kind of like Bruce Vanbuilder. It has a neat sound to it. But anyway, it's a little misleading because I'm not a van builder. Just like I can weld, but I'm not a welder, and I can run a backhoe and a bobcat, but I'm not a heavy equipment operator. There's a difference to that, but I certainly feel that I can do a really good job of it, and the whole process is really exciting to me, and I just want to bring you along for the ride. This isn't my first attempt at joining the tiny house, tiny living craze, but I have to admit it is by far the smallest space I've worked with. I did a small office studio build on the back of our house in Maryland, which turned out really nice, and that was some really great space. And we moved here to Minnesota, and the girls wanted a chicken coop built, and so we wanted to match the design of the house, and I have to admit it is very overbuilt. It is one good looking chicken coop, and we have the happiest chickens in Minnesota, I can tell you that. And my daughter and I had a chance to build a tiny log cabin for a friend up in Idaho Springs in Colorado, which was a lot of fun, and that turned out really nice also. This one, I tell you, it's a whole new adventure, and I'm really looking forward to it. So here's what happens with the best laid plans. It worked on paper, but the reality is when I had the seat folded down, I still had enough room to get in here and manage to function in the kitchen. However, when we go to pull out the cooler / refrigerator, it runs into the counter here and it just gets a little too crowded through here. So I'm going to end up swapping these back out like I had at one point. It's gone back and forth a few times, but this is the way it's going to have to work this time. So we'll get it laid back out the way it's going to have to be. So here's the way it's going to work now, and it feels so much more open. We'll be able, when the seat's up, it just feels like there's a ton of room. You can come out between the seats, go all the way back. It just has a much better flow to it. And again, we'll be able to get, it would have worked if it would have been a regular refrigerator, but I wanted a slide out that I can just take this cooler out, take it in the house, use it like that, and not have it in here full time. It's going to work way better this way. Now I'm getting to the point where I can keep working on these modules. These two modules in between here, I'm going to have to wait till I actually have the van here, because those will have to be critical size to bring it all together. But it's taken shape, and all my patterns are almost to the point where I can do a final rendering of them all and start working with that. Love it. Here we are starting to get into the details. So I've got the basics of the cabinets drawn out, laid out, figuring out what do I need to put inside of all this. And so now we're getting down to some critical numbers. It's interesting, I obviously haven't always been a van builder. I've been a remodeling contractor and remodeler for over 30 years. And when you start getting into the kitchen part of the remodel projects, the numbers start crunching and getting pretty tight. But I'm finding this van build to be very, what's the word? Not only exciting, but very perplexing to try to get everything to really fit in here. And then throw in the fact that I don't really have the van here yet, and it makes it even that much tougher. So we slide the door open, come in the van, plenty of room. Have a seat and relax. Oh, the van life, yeah. So here I am at a place where I've made the modules that I can make up to this point. I just have to figure out, am I going to do them out of Baltic birch? What kind of finish am I going to put on them? How much of it am I going to work with 80/20 aluminum as some of the componentry? I've just got those fine details to work out. And I know I'm going to use 80/20 between these units because I've got room to move and I want every inch of space in here. And that I cannot do till I have the van and I put this components, these items in the van, because I can nudge an inch here and an inch there and then work from that. So with the 80/20, I should be able to go pick that up next week. I got a bunch of it on order that I can just start working with and tweaking with, and it's very versatile, and I look forward to working with that. So we'll see how that goes. This rooster is on a timeout. He is not playing well with others. What's up with that? Huh?